So in FC 24, the biggest thing that you're going to be trying to get is fodder. Fodder is absolutely everything. I don't get why this picture looks so blurry, but I'm going to be showing you every single way that you can get fodder at a good rate. You can either spend coins for it, you can spend real money for it, or you can just grind the game for it. And I'm going to be going over every single way that you can get at least some fodder. Now, if you go onto the actual menu, the first thing that you're going to be looking at is objectives. Now, this is going to be technically the longest time because you've actually got to play games, but the season ladder is going to be a one way to find fodder. Mainly because, realistically, especially, probably from Bernardo Silva, you could even throw Sanchez in there. Everything is going to be a player that you want to keep. To be fair to them, they're pretty decent, but when you look at maybe even Klaus potentially, but to be fair, there's a lot of right backs out there, but a lot of these players could be utilized as just normal fodder players at the minimum, let alone all of the little extra packs that you could potentially get from this. That is going to be a kind of a number one way, and that is just by progressing through the ladder. There's nothing really too crazy about it, but most definitely it's going to give you a little bump up in packs at the minimum. You then also have your general objectives, so you have got the champions bonus, so if you are playing champs, that's another way to get fodder, but the bonus with it, you also get to play and get XP and packs as well. You have the cup, which again is not necessarily going to give you a crazy amount, but it gives you quite a bit for very little time into the game as well. You've then got Christiansen, you can get a couple of packs from him and him as a 93. The daily completionist is always quite a good one, and you'll find a lot of different seasonal stuff, which will predominantly be based around XP more than anything. Milestones pretty much is kind of bog standard, you kind of get them as you play anyway. If you've already been playing for a while, you'd have been done by now. In terms of the game mode, squad battles is every Sunday you get rewards. You've got rivals every Thursday and champs every weekend. So that is going to be the standard. You can do drafts, but I probably wouldn't recommend it to get fodder. I don't think that's really the most efficient way. You then also have the store packs. It's not my favorite, but if you are spending coins, if you are spending money, whatever, do whatever you need to. Oh, that's all weird. We've got a preview pack. You might as well do it. I think over the past, I don't even think I've actually had a decent one this year, and you've got to be very lucky. Let's be real. It is technically a free pack. You can see what you get. So if you don't like it, you can just wait the 24 hours. And they do give you a decent amount of promo packs as They will do every day, but if you're going to open them. If not, then don't. That's fine. My methods don't really require you to open packs. It's always nice if you are trying to beat the time aspect of the game, and if you've got money, then why not? But coins also is a great way to do it because it will give you a decent amount back, and sometimes you find a pack that outweighs the coin value, so it might be like a 100k pack that gives you more than what you can actually do with 100k. But then we've got into the actual SBCs. So the 84 pick, and you've got to watch out for these. These are called fodder destroyers. You get 184 pick, which is a 1 of 4, which is decent enough. But for an 83 and an 84 rated team, I mean, no thank you. Like, genuinely no thank you. The main reason why you want fodder is for all of the players. It's for all of the upgrades, like the Serie A team of the season, for the 85 times 5, because technically that will be a little bit of fodder. And then all of the icons as well. We've got quite a few that we can go ahead and grind out with. And to be honest, there's just plenty of SBCs that will come out as well. Now, there will be a different way once we get into footies because it is just an unlimited grind. We will cover that as we go. But the best way that I find is normally through the exchange to start with. So normally I get the 89 at the minimum. That is kind of a great way to start. Like, for instance, if I was to go into my common team at the moment, I don't think it's existent at all. Like, I think we've got like a couple of pages. Yeah, like 5 pages. Normally, we're looking like 20-30 pages at a minimum. So what I would kind of do to start the grind, if you're looking very low on your feet, is have a look at some 89 rated players. So for instance, if I've got any, as I say, I might actually have somebody, then obviously we can use them. But another good way to be able to have a look at fodder is if you go over to, I don't know why my screen's really far out. If you go over to FODDER, Then if you go into SBCs, you'll see this cheapest player by rating. What you'll find here is if you keep going down past the 89s, what I want to do is just double check from the 89s. So Morientes is going to be the cheapest at 23. Then you've got Allison, who I'm going to use at 24. You want to make sure if you are buying one of these players, say you don't have an 89, that you are getting the cheapest, because sometimes you find that players in packs could be cheaper, but you pretty much know that by then. You can always have a double check and just make sure. So then from this, I can then go ahead and put Allison in as the 89. That's going to give me a 51 upgrade pack. And the best thing with this is normally what you do for, especially like player picks for more fodder, is by going into the market and just buying the players. This time round, you've obviously got this pack can actually give you walkouts. So for instance, we've got Parejo there, and a double walkout in fact, so that's even better. So sometimes you might be able to get a cheeky path to glory. I have had 89s back from this, so someone like a Rodri, we're going to get, that's not De Jong, that's Odegaard, so an 87. So what you could do from here, say for instance, like we've got an 84, a couple of 82s, we've got 7 duplicates, which doesn't seem right, but in terms of kind of anything tradable, we'll sell. But what we can also do from this is the 86 and 87 that we've got from it, I would put them into an SBC, just so you know. Then what you can go and do is go get your extra players. So say you've spent 26 or 23k on this, you can then go ahead and go straight away and put the 86 and 87 into another pack, which is going to give you even more players. Now, you can only buy commons for, I think, the minimum of 350 on a mass. 400's more likely, and that is without no rares. So rares are a minimum of 700. You'd get them comfortably for that. But with this, you get both and the chance of more players. So let alone for that 23,000, you've managed then to get another 11 players, another 19, losing my words there. You will get 30 players. So in total, you're looking at 81 players. Now, if you was to do the maths on that, for instance, you was doing the 400, say you've just got commons anyway, it's not a problem, you've got the commons. If you wanted to get 81 players for say 400, you're looking at 32.5k at the minimum, and that is buying them outright, let alone potentially be market banned for buying so many players. That can happen. Imagine you get Mbappe here. Not quite, but another 84 and another 82. So realistically, you've basically capped yourself another 10k. We then have the final one, which is going to give us probably a Belgium centre mid, De Bruyne, imagine. No, because steals, love it. But all of them 84s are going to be great fodder regardless again. So obviously with all of the duplicates you would put into an SBC. But from there, you are spending a bit of money. That's fair enough. So realistically, 23k should get you at least somewhere. You then got someone out of the pack. It doesn't always happen. So I'm not sitting here and saying you will get an 86 and 87. But I have got 89s. I have got 88s. I've even got Team of the Seasons out of it. So it is possible to get the promo cards out of it and then put it back in if you need to. From there, you want to obviously go ahead and look at predominantly the player pick. It's the reason why I thought about this video, because the player pick of the 82 is normally pretty fantastic. So I'll kind of just build one just to show you. I think, is that it? Yeah. So you need to give in 8 players, 2 rare, the rest can be common. That's all you've got to do for this, and you can grind out each pick, and I'll kind of show you what the fodder basis all is on this. So the first one's going to be just an 83, but I'll just go and make some right now. So we've gone ahead and built 32 of them. So this is the kind of point where you are looking for your fodder. So normally the 82 plus picks tend to be decent enough for fodder. So we get an 85 to start with. We'll kind of count that we got an 83 to begin with as well. So we've technically done, what, 33 of them. We get back-to-back 85s, that's always good. The main thing you are looking for is as much kind of fresh fodder as well, but just generally 85 and above is kind of the point you want. 82 to 84 is all pretty much the same, to be honest, and I'll show you kind of at the end where we need to put everything. So let's go ahead and go through all of them, and then we'll come back on ourselves, another 85, and predominantly we are looking for 89s at an absolute kind of maximum there. We're going Modric, might as well get the duplicate, might as well go one higher. We then get Osimhen at 88, fantastic, we're starting to ramp up. We'll absolutely take a special card as well. Sakina with an 86. We then 82, you could choose the 83s and kind of put them into SBCs, but with 83s, to be honest, they're not really worth having, to be fair. I might as well go for something that's not in the club. You're in the club, you're not. Beautiful. Next up is going to be a special card, and it's a 92 finally. He's not going to be worth too much, to be fair to him. Oh, I've just moved him into the SBC. Okay. Have I already got him? Oh my god, why is that there? Okay, we'll carry on. Let's see if we can get another one. I've been hearing that people have been getting actually quite a lot of the Path to Glories as well, so that'd be really nice. But we are mainly focused as much fodder as possible. That's going to be the kind of goal here. So he's kind of perfect because he is pretty much discard anyway. So he's going to help us out with the grind again. We want to go, I would say if you're looking at duplicates as well, I'd say if you are going to pick a duplicate, 85 and above. Don't go any lower just because you want to be able to put them into the exchange after as well. So you don't want to necessarily pick too many 84s unless you're going to put them straight into the SBCs after. Modric again, take it. Another 87. Then we're going to get another 82. That's a little bit worse. All right, give us another Path to Glory. That's what we want to see. Get another 82. So to be fair, the conversion rate, just off looking at it now, not being the worst. A lot of 83s. We have had the choice of a lot of 83s over some of these 82 picks. Another 87 in Mead. 85 Acuna, I think is... Oh, did I not get him at the start? I thought I did. Then we're going to get 88 Paredes. Nice. So that's a great value in itself. 84, we'll go with the 83 Keeper. And we've only got a few left, I'm pretty sure. These are the last ones, I'm pretty sure. Laporte will go into the fodder choice. We then have an 87 Neuer. Fantastic value. Then we can go back and we get Fulkrug. Very nice. Even a cheeky Liao as well. Take another Path to Glory. So that's 2 above 90. Can we cheekily get one more in this final one? Doubt it, but yeah, there we go. We take the Schick as well. So that is phenomenal value. So this should take it in order. So we have got a 93, a 92, a 92, two 88s. We got 4 87s, 186, a handful, say like 685s, and the rest are kind of on the lower end. So where does the unlimited part come in here? Because this is the main thing. Now, when it comes to the higher rateds, like we could see, maybe Fulkrug might be worth keeping, but to be fair, he's as pretty much as discard as anything. So in this, so say I bring everybody back up. In fact, no, if I go down a sec. So if I think I can do 3, 2, 4, 1, 6. So I can go and do now, if I want. This is the plan and the game plan that you can kind of do. So if I go back into the exchanges, I can do 389s with obviously them Path to Glories. I know it's a little bit over the value, but humour me with this. So I've got 3 of them. So that's 153 players. We then have the 88s, which is 27. I can do that twice, which would take the total up to a lovely 207. We can then do 4 of the 87s, which is going to take our total, if I go by 4, is going to take it up to 283. We can then do 186, which is going to go up by 11. That's taking it to 294. And then we can do, what, 6? So 294, so we could do 6, 7. That's going to be 42 players. And then, what did I say? 294. That means I can do 336 players from all of these exchanges. So then if I was to divide 336 divided by 8, that's going to give me 42 player picks back. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the point? Just keep going backwards and forwards. And to be fair, I reckon I got pretty lucky here. Like 3 Path to Glories is not bad at all. It doesn't matter who they are, if they're the lowest, because realistically there's no one lower than 90. But if I could get a few more 89s instead, that's going to be phenomenal as well. The 85s are just little extra hit me's, and then you can keep the 84s, 83s, and 82s. The 82s could go back in, so technically I would have more to do, which is nice. So I'd probably have about 44, maybe 45, depending if I put a couple of extra my players in. So that's going to be the perfect then roundabout. So it doesn't necessarily give you a crazy amount to do in terms of upgrades, but even if, for instance, I was going to put in all of the duplicates to start with, so for instance, I was going to put in my 2 Modric's, I was going to put my Osimhen's in, so for instance, if I store all that in, I've then got these players, obviously Royce I can, well, to be fair, he is duplicate, which is even better, so we'll go ahead and swap all these. Laporte is tradable as well, we probably just keep him here to be fair, so from there, we can then go ahead and put everybody in, so we could start with just just doing this and doing then the picks and seeing who we get again. And then we could figure out again, do we want to put another 89 in, a Path to Glory? We could utilize that in another SBC and then utilize the fodder there. There is so many options that you can go with. I think I already swapped them, didn't I? That would sound like something I would do. But with Oshiman there, he's going to give us another good pack of 27. Now, granted, when it comes to the duplicate side of stuff, it depends on how good you've got. And you could obviously just go ahead and keep buying the 89s until you get everybody duplicate sort of thing. But it's not necessarily the easiest way to do it then, because it will cost you a little bit more up front to be able to do that. So I would suggest potentially going ahead and starting off kind of with the fodder and then putting the fodder back in. I think it was the next one, Neuer. Pretty sure Neuer was the duplicate. Is it Modric, Neuer, Oshiman, Modric, and I don't know who the last one was actually. Was it an 85? I'm pretty sure. But from this, for instance, because I've entered my entire club just doing them players. Oh no, Neuer wasn't one. It was, oh, it was 285s. Of course it was. So we can put Modric in anyway. We've gained an extra pack. That's kind of what we're gaining here. So we're going Modric again, and then we've got the 285s, and then we can have a look in the packs. Because also, it's not necessarily even the doing the fodder. You could still get the fodder back from packs as well. You could get very, very lucky. And if you are consistently doing this, 389 packs, an 87, a couple of 85s, there's a chance that you manage to get something in there as well. We saw from the first 85 pack that we managed to get something again, which is just going to go back round and round and round. And it's why it's called the unlimited grind, because it physically just does not stop. I cannot, Walsh is one of them. It literally cannot stop unless you got the most unlucky. And to be fair, I think with the 82 picks, they are normally the best value that you've got. The 81s are okay, but they definitely don't give you the fodder that these 82s do. And eventually it's going to go up and we'll end up with 83 picks and it'll be the exact same. It'll just be a constant kind of keep going round until we get up to that 83 times 15 or 85 times 10 that just keeps putting it into itself. It's one SBC, it's repeatable. That is bound to happen at some point. So there we go, that's everybody in. Royce is going to be discarded, and then we open the packs that we've got from the duplicates. Granted, Neuer was a mess up, but at least he's fodder at the minimum. So in this one, any duplicates I normally would put into an SBC, you'd put it back into a pick or something, but for the purpose of the video of not sitting around every single time, just to see if we managed to get anything, because at the minimum we got 283s there, which is perfect, because again, they can either go into a team of the week pick, that's something you can utilize, and you could just keep grinding that way. So the kind of graphics that I see online, and I think I totally agree with them, is anything from 75 to I'd say 82, maybe a couple of 83s is going to be for these 82 player picks. The 83s to say like the 85s are going to go into, there's Modric again, is going to go into the team of the week picks, the 85 times 5. If you are grinding out crazy, then maybe the 84 picks, but to be honest, I probably wouldn't bother with them. They are incredibly bad value. And then into the icons, into the players, and then you could just keep grinding around. Anything above is then to just be grinding into exchanges. 85s and above, or 86s and above, can just be put back into the exchange. And the whole point is you're trying to find the best of the best. You're trying to find icons, you're trying to find your Sakas, your top end cards, and that's the whole point of this, is to not necessarily gain your club full of all of the 89s, but to just gain the best players in the game. That is the overall goal of all this. If you're trying to keep every player, then you're gonna have to spend some coins, because you are going to run out of fodder at some point if you don't put the fodder back in to help with. So that's just an easy one. Are we going to get CR7? We are, so we get another 86 back in this, a double as well. From a 19, we're going to get Salah. I mean, if that doesn't just show you everything that works in this, we get an 86 to go back in. We obviously then get Salah that we could put back into a 51, and this is it. The grind is just done. Now, granted, I'm being a bit lucky here. Not everybody's going to get the exact same every single time, but that's how easy it is to get that lucky. You just keep grinding it around and it will happen. It's not like I'm doing anything crazy here. It is just the luck of the draw, and it's working for me. So overall, this is the best way, in my opinion. It's just the easiest way at the moment. You have all week to get it done. I don't know what's actually coming out next week or this Friday coming, because we haven't seen anything. So it is just worth the grind at the minimum. If you obviously want to put in kind of loads of play. Is that Modric again? No, I was going to say, there's no way there's Modric for the 4th time. He is heavily in rotation. But if you just keep grinding this out, you could just go ahead and just make a crazy amount of player picks on the first day. Are we actually joking here? We just got a Salah again. Like, this is it. We've just got 2 players that, well, the same player, 2 players that are worth a 51 player pack each. That is unbelievable. Honestly, the look there, Salah must be in rotation as well. But in general, this is just a great way. I don't think I could speak highly of the exchange. It has been the best way to grind this game out since just it coming out this year. Because it has just saved so much ache of having to buy each player. Well, you could never do this in the past. And I must admit, it's a big add and a big dub for the game. The exchange has been an absolute lifesaver for time, to be honest. Because imagine trying to buy these 51 players and then having to figure out where all the duplicates go. You'd have to put them into the gold upgrades. But then you get the Path to Glory pack. I don't think we're going to get any more lucky than this. We could get a Trent. Beautiful. So again, it's another player that could go into the walkout system. So that is going to be great. And he is a player that goes in. Well, we'll leave it there. Again, the 86 will go in. All of these go into the player picks. And it just resets again and again and again. It's an absolutely lovely thing to do. Let me know how you get on with it. And I'll catch you all for the next time. Peace.